Mighty glaciers. Introduction. The Earth's surface constantly changes. Wind, water, and heat wear down mountains and crack stone. But some of the most dramatic changes are caused by giant pieces of ice and rock called glaciers. Glaciers move slowly over the head. They carve out cliffs, valleys, and prairies. As they go, when glaciers melt, they leave behind lakes, rivers, and hills of soil and boulders. Type of glaciers. Two common types of glaciers are continental glaciers and valley glaciers. Continental glaciers form at the north and south poles of the Earth. These huge sheets of ice cover vast stretches of land. Continental glaciers can be so thick that only the top of the mountain stick out above them. Much of the Greenland and Antarctica are buried beneath continental glaciers. Valley glaciers form on high mountains that rises above the snow line. Above the snow line, snow covers the ground all year. Even in the tropicals, valley glaciers can form the tallest peaks. Like rivers of ice, valley glaciers move through long, narrow valleys. How do glaciers grow? In some places, the temperature stays below freezing for most of the year. Snow piles up much faster than it melts. Each new layer of snow presses down on the snow beneath it. The lower layers of snow became squashed or compressed. The compressed snowflakes become ice crystals called firn. The firn crystals squash together as more and more snow presses down on them. Eventually, the firn turns into a huge slab of ice known as glaciers. How do glaciers move? Glaciers begin to move when they reach 30 meters, 100 feet thick. That's about as high as a 12-story building. The glaciers become so heavy that the gravity pulls them downhill. The gravity is a force that pulls things toward the center of the Earth. It makes the object fall and roll down slopes. The movement of a glacier is called flow. The heavy ice at the top of the glaciers compresses the ice below it. Even above the snow line, ice melts when it's tightly compressed. The melted ice becomes slippery, allowing the glaciers to slide. Sometimes the top layers of the ice move faster than the bottom layers. The ice cracks. A crack in a glacier called crevasse can be hundreds of meters deep. Continental glaciers form in the middle of the continents. They flow toward the coast. Valley glaciers flow down mountains. A fast glacier can flow 20 meters, 70 feet in one day, but that is very unusual. Most glaciers have traveled only a few centimeters, less than 1 into 30 centimeters, 1 feet a day. Changing gears. Like giant bulldozers, glaciers push piles of rocks and soil as they slide forward. These piles are called moraines. Some of the rocks and soil get stuck in the ice. The rocks scrape the land beneath the glaciers, leaving huge scars. Some glaciers scrape off an entire mountainsides. Valley glaciers carve deep U-shaped valleys with steep cliffs. When a glacier flows below the snow line, the bottom melts, forming a river. Some glaciers carve valleys that reach all the way to the sea. Seawater fills these valleys, creating fjords. Continental glaciers flatten the land. As glaciers reach the ocean, they crumble and slide into the water. Sometimes big chunks of ice fall into the sea. The broken off pieces are called icebergs. Some icebergs in Antarctica Ocean are nearly 80 kilometers, 50 miles long. When glaciers melt, some glaciers melt or recede, that eventually disappeared. Glaciers recede when the weather gets warmer or less snow falls. Receding glaciers leave their moraines behind as long ridges of rock and soil. This soil is called till. It can be good for growing food. Glaciers may also drop huge boulders when they melt. Sometimes glaciers create lakes and ponds when the ice melts on the land. Conclusion: Glaciers are one of many things that give the earth its beautiful and interesting shapes. In the past 100 years, many glaciers have receded. The, the Earth's temperature might be getting warmer. Scientists are watching glaciers to see how they are affected by temperature changes. They can learn a lot about our planet from these enormous rivers of ice.